It's crazy to me how I always look forward the most to massive updates in Minecraft, but then they drop an update that literally just adds a few plants and new variants for existing mobs. And I think it's one of my favorite updates in a very long time. So today I want to tackle building a home for the new woolly cow to create our first cattle ranch in the world near the city of Path. If you think I should do a build for all of the new mobs, let me know down in the comments and click the like button while you're down there, and please subscribe. Minecraft 1.21.5 released, and with that we have a ton of new blocks. The best type of blocks, foliage. I have already used the new dry grass here to make a sort of a field, which I love. We also have the new firefly bush that spawns along rivers. Oh my gosh, you might be able to guess what I want to do with these. I also flew past two more of them. Over here we have leaf litter, which is going to be so fun to work into our forested areas. And then down here, also a very important one, we have the bush. Oh, the bush is so cool. There's one more that I need to find out here in the new chunks. Ah, there we go, in the birch forest. The beautiful new flower, the wildflower. And oh, they're so cool looking. Best part about all of these is you can make a farm for every single one. In my brain, all of these farms should be relatively easy to make, that I think I could do it without even looking at a tutorial. And if you can be fully automatic, which is why we're headed out here to the trial chamber I've been destroying, where in some of these, ow, it's fine, totally fine. But in some of these rooms, there's still dispensers I can steal, and these trial chambers are yep, they're active. Don't mind me, I just want to steal your dispensers. Oh, a free key. I did even find that some are actually hidden behind the walls in here, which is really funny to me. So I think we just keep breaking. One, there's a lot of copper, and there's another dispenser. Why are they in the wall? Regardless of all that, there are 20 dispensers, and that should be enough to build some farms. Along with the dispensers, I need some observers, redstone, chests, and hoppers. I'm planning to build these farms down here underneath, as we'll hook them up into basement spaces for future buildings along University Street up above. And these farms are so simple that I can figure out how to do it without even needing to do a tutorial or anything like that. I've just kind of figured it out myself, and so that's how you know it's super easy. And on this one right here, we're gonna go with a little joint one of I want to get wildflowers that can go in there, and I also want pink petals that I've never really turned into a farm. I did forget I need sticky pistons, though. All right, it's fine. It's totally fine. Totally fine. First up in here, we need to hook up a, totally fine, know what I'm doing, observer, little pulsey, super quick thingy, because apparently doing it that way makes it go even faster. So we're going to do it that way, because then it goes even faster. Right over on this side, we're basically flipping the whole thing back around, and right over here is going to be our pink petals. And then the whole way this farm works is literally just a dispenser looking at the little tiny flowers, and we will just surround them with glass. And then here in the middle, so we can kind of join it up a little bit easier and have one single bone meal storage, we can do something right like in there. But I think that's the whole farm done. Now if we just take a lot of my extra bone meal, throw that in here, we should now be generating wildflowers. Yes, we flip that on, it's also getting the bone meal, and we're getting pink petals out of it. Whipstone, yeah, whip redstone farm done. Woohoo! Moving over into what'll be the next basement area, we're going to be moving into our next farm, which can also be fully automated. So we're going to start with a very similar setup here, throwing 2 mud on top this time, as this is for our firefly bush. This guy needs a little bit more work to him. As for this one, firefly bushes, if you bone meal it, it spawns another there. But firefly bushes also have a cool thing of you can just break it and then it gets picked up. The other ones that we're going to make for these guys all require shears or silk touch to be able to mine them, so we got to do that by hand. So we start with a dispenser right here, firefly bush right there. Bone meal will power that guy. But the way this one's a little different is right in here, we actually want a piston that will be facing down this way. Working our way up here with a redstone line, we just need to do the same hooking our observers up. I think I can just run redstone across. Yeah, look at that. Oh, we're making firefly bushes. And we already ran out of bone meal. So that, so easy fWhip can do it part of this farm. They're somehow, I don't know what's going on. Firefly bushes are spewing out of every single corner of it. I tried blocking them and it didn't work. I think this might be too fast. I think it might just be too fast. That's much more peaceful. Okay, I think, yeah, all right. See, so easy a fWhip can do it. Yeah, so easy. That could be a little bit of a problem. That could definitely be a little bit of a problem. But for now, it works. and I'm happy with it. And we have so many firefly bushes. Before we can make the next farms, I'm gonna need a load more chests, and more specifically, a lot of hoppers. Moving into the next basement space, we are working on a brand new farm. This time, going with our mud, and we are making a bush farm. On this one, we want to cover up the bush, not like that. I just lost my bush. Okay, we got a new bush back. It's fine. It's totally fine. Running very low on bone meal now, so we're gonna have to go farm some more from the wither skeletons. But if I load this guy full of bone meal in here, grab my silk touch axe right there, should be fine to make it work. Now we just need to hold left click, and we are gonna get a ton of bushes. Oh, I think I'm breaking the block behind though. Ooh, okay, how can we do this? Maybe I just need to move backwards? There we go. Then they got caught out here. Can I just put a chest in and then they'll go down? Oh my God, they do. Oh wait, no, it's getting caught on that lip though. Ooh, not perfect. When in doubt, more hopper, more mud. There we go. Now we're farming bush. The last farm for dry bushes is more intensive, as I want to remix the pale hanging moss farm I've already built. This time with being twice as wide and dispensers on both sides, one side full of tall grass and the other for growing. I haven't tested this thing yet, but hopefully, click that and we get all of these in here. We can farm them up, and that's amazing. And then if I flip that, then it grows them all to be super tall ones. Yeah. Then I can turn this off, and I just got the babies, and we're already out of bone meal because I ran out. But look at that. Okay, that's really loud. What am I, a redstoner now? I built 4 redstone farms. I really wish, where is it? I had one in here. I think I threw it away. I really wish there was a way to farm leaf litter, but unfortunately the way to farm it is to smelt leaves, and that sounds painful. Those leaves could go towards building more trees. Okay, now I need a lot of bone meal to be able to run those farms. I do have a moss farm set up over there, but I think my wither skeleton farm is better for right now. Ow. And let's be honest, it gives a great excuse for this. Ow, not that. Not actually, not that at all. This, right down here. Oh, we gotta see the nether tree again. Look at that. Oh, I'm still so happy with it. Gosh, that looks so good. Hopefully down here we actually have some bone blocks. Ooh, we got a few, not many. More coal than bones. Ooh, a lot of bones, so I gotta save those. Okay, we're gonna put the dogs away so we can get looting off of this, and I've just gotta stand here for a little bit. I don't even know what it's spewing out bone meal. There's just bone meal coming out everywhere. This thing hasn't been working at all. That one's been working, but this one, how did that happen? Okay, if I just clear this, now it works. Okay, somehow it just broke. Love that. I don't know how much bone meal I lost. Oh, that's so sad. All right, here we've got about 10 stacks of bone blocks, and I think that can get me going on the farming for a little bit at least. I'm gonna throw 9 stacks of bone meal into here, and for today I really want a lot of our wildflowers, so I'm gonna run that for a bit. A lot of noise going on over here, but I'm gonna be taking a little bit of our iron. We're gonna take a few more of these guys because I want to set up a new system, and I'm gonna need 20 hoppers. Ooh, actually I already have 13. I already have 7. I only need 13. Haha. As I think we can make this a lot more efficient on getting the bone meal in here. We'll just throw some chests up here stacked on top of rows of hoppers. Super efficient. Yeah. Loading this up with quite a few stacks of bone meal in here, as we're really gonna need it on this side. And then I seeded each with about 2 stacks in there. This is fun. I really appreciate how easy Mojang has made it to get these new foliage blocks within all these simple farms at pretty reasonable rates, so I'm very excited to use them a lot throughout the world for more building. Don't worry, I did not forget the new cactus flower exists. We'll just deal with that next time we're working out in the desert. As for now, I really want to upgrade the forest spaces I have around my world, and for that, I need a lot of leaf litter. And here we are out in a brand new chunks, and I believe Silk Touch, yeah, okay, that does work. Now I just need to run around and get quite a few stacks of this stuff. I really appreciate that this is a foliage block technically, so it doesn't take durability off your tools to gather it up. As you can see, I have a ton of leaf litter now, and also vine on log? Vine on fallen log. That's the first one I've actually noticed. I've probably seen some others, but fallen trees are in Java now. Oh, that's so fun. Got well over 1,000 leaf litter on me now, and that should be plenty to at least get started on building everything. My plan isn't to redo any of the spaces in the world already, but to instead enhance them with the new blocks we now have access to. Starting first with the firefly bush, as I think it's gonna fit in great doing what Minecraft is already doing with it by adding it along all of my rivers. I removed the flashing dots from the texture in my resource pack, so these are just a great little brown bush with the bonus of nighttime ambience. So these are going to be super fun to include throughout the river areas of this world. This is going to be extremely dangerous. I love this bush, but I did forget if it doesn't have sky access, well, it makes the firefly particles everywhere. And for every single bush, there's more particles. So hopefully it doesn't get too laggy as I place down about 7 stacks of firefly bushes around the entire river so far. But look how good they look. I love them. Down in here, we have all of our sweetberry bushes to kind of be darker bushes throughout. And I wanted to also add in the actual new bush block. And then I was thinking along the bottom, as I mentioned, with all of the leaf litter, where we have a bunch of these big old trees, underneath those, I want to try and fill some of the open spaces we have just with a few pieces of leaf litter to add some more chaos to the forest floor like you'd see IRL, because those leaves would be falling off and landed down here, and I think it just makes a lot of sense to have some in. It's going to be a very small detail that we won't really see, but I think it's worth including. Trying to really not give it a pattern, but man, it's a lot harder than I thought it would be, that we have all these different directions that they can be placed in. I'm trying to feel like I'm just spamming and then I'm creating lines everywhere I go. This is harder than I thought it would be. All right, there we go. That is looking much more alive in here with a lot of the leaves on the ground. And then beyond these, I was thinking in a few more of the open spots we have, and honestly replacing some of the grass just so that underneath our forest canopy doesn't just feel like a thicker grass area compared to what we have outside. I want to replace a few of these with our bushes so that you can actually see a difference in the foliage in here. It's not perfect, but now when you look over here to big grassy field and then you look in there and you actually can see a different shape in the green, I think that helps it a lot. I'm especially excited for trees like this where I can bring it in actually along the road itself and really make it look like it's kind of cut across, and maybe even some of the middle to mimic like a cart line that came through. Okay, leaf litter is really cool. I'm a big fan. All right, I am happy with that. Time to fix up the other forested areas. I thought I would have so much leaf litter after gathering all of that earlier, but this stuff disappears so fast and is such a small detail under the forest canopy. I really like how it's looking as I jumped around this entire farmland region to plop down the dead leaves and live bushes, where you can see some before and after shots here at 3 different locations. It is a small detail for sure, but I think it actually adds a lot to the ambiance, giving this place a sense of time passing with the leaf litter down on the ground and along the different pathways. I mean, just a look at this spot here, the leaves falling down, all the particles and everything, and it's so good. I even added some underneath the fruit trees and can either look like moldy fruit falling off that's just kind of left behind, or even, I don't know, some of the actual leaves of the fruit tree have fallen off. I missed this tree, but I'm out of leaf litter. Okay, I'll have to come back and do that again later. Hyperfocus Brain said that I have to fix this right now or the world would definitely end, so you're welcome. I've saved the world, and we can move on as we have dead leaves on the ground here now. Moving towards the cattle ranch for our woolly cow friends today, I need to first build a road, and I have no mud and 5 packed mud. Rooted dirt and coarse dirt. Okay, we got plenty of those. That's a good start. And we've got plenty of gravel to be able to craft more. We'll come pick all this up later, but that should be enough coarse dirt for me. And definitely enough of that. Okay, I've got a little bit more in here, but not much. We've got, what, 500 brown mushroom blocks? Probably want to restock on that too. Please, Shulker Mess, provide. No, 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 nope, nope, nope. Of course not. Of course, I never have any dirt. Well, mud. I have too much dirt, actually. I have so much dirt. By so much dirt, I mean that much dirt. And it goes all the way there. Yes, every single one of these boxes is full of dirt. I don't have a problem, I swear. First up, we can make a trip out to the mushroom tree farm, where I think I am near running out of shrooms here. So let's go check the storage and see if there's anything down here first. Please. Oh, okay, cool. I don't think I need to gather anymore then. That should be enough with what I had the other shulker too. But yeah, I'm down to only 7 mushrooms. So we're gonna have to do a round of just gathering regular mushrooms out of here soon. And my red mushroom side has run out. Even better. Nope, I have 2.5 stacks of brown mushrooms in here. Why are they over there? Past me is sometimes not helpful at all. The rest of the materials I need are going to come from taking a trip out to the far west side of my world to the desert, where beyond the desert, I have access to a huge mangrove swamp that I am slowly destroying for all of the mud from underneath the canopy, as I can never get enough of turning that into more packed mud. Just over 2.5 shulker boxes filled up for now to get through today's build, and we can head back to Path, where I am first stopping by World Spawn to pick up some hay bales from my automatic wheat farm, and using a lot of that newly acquired wheat to mash it all together to create a ton of packed mud and mud brick slabs for my new road. All the materials are accounted for, so I first decided to clear my way through the existing landscape, as I need to remove a lot of grass and moss, then replace all of that back down to fill in some of the holes around. Our first stretch is wrapping through what was once a snowy hill turned into a lush mossy landscape. We now also have a road coming through that section, up to the hill that needs a lot of grass blocks placed along the edge to create a more natural slope that I can use to help create a switchback of sorts as I curve my way up to the next flatter plateau area, which has some weird holes up in the meadow biome as well, so I picked up all of the flowers and put some torches down so that I can cover the top layer with more grass blocks to smooth it all out and make space for the road yet again, which comes winding through the top, linking ourselves into the road at the Foliage University. I have also extended the road down here to where I would like to build the Woolly Cow Ranch house over there, and then the barn over here. And I think it's going to look really good for today. And this is also looking pretty good, but we need some love for this region itself. By that, I mean I have a few more shulkers of grass blocks to place down to smooth out the land for building. This is looking much better for a ranch now, and we will lushify this pond soon with a lot of foliage going all the way around it. But I really like the shape of the overall space that we have for building here. Ranch house here, and then right over there is going to be the stables. And regarding the stables, quick question: does anybody know where my horse is? I've lost him. I can't find him, and I really would like him back. He was so speedy. But in the meantime, I think it's time to plant a field. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Minecraft 1.21.5 might be one of my favorite updates. These new blocks are so fun to work with, and it's kind of weird that just a handful of foliage blocks has completely re-inspired me to build in this game, but it's true. It's also kind of weird that some of you might have been watching my videos for years, but have never subscribed. So maybe today is the day you subscribe and help me reach 2 million subscribers, because that'd be kind of cool to do. Yeah. Here we have a green bushy field. This could be like some heads of lettuce or just like a nice field of bushes. All I know is that I like the results of it. Could even better, a big old ranch house right here could help. For that, we're gonna need a good amount of materials to construct the house. So first, I'm picking up this mess that I've left behind over here at the road. I have so much pale oak left over from the nether tree build, so I want to for sure use some of that in the house. And to go with that, we also have diorite left over that can be a great fix. And I did clean up all of those shulkers. I think I'm probably gonna need 4. It does feel pretty nice to sleep back at home every once in a while. Let's see what else we can scavenge out of these. I definitely want to use some tough, and I really need to sort this. Okay, yeah, we'll forget about all that. Taking the pale oak boxes back to the lumber mill, I decided to see what else I could throw together from within here so I can trim down the material list a little bit, and I ended up with a lot of spruce, mangrove, oak, birch, and jungle blocks. I am starting to run pretty low on some log types in storage, but I managed to get everything I'm gonna need for the house. Well, in the tree varietals. Next up, we need to stop by the starter house here, as I need to get some copper blocks together, and I hopefully can throw it all together from in here. I've really got to organize this copper storage a little bit soon, but at least I was able to scavenge everything from there from the few pieces I have. And now, as always, we could jump down into the quarry. I thought I needed a lot of stuff in here. Turns out it's mostly tough. And also, as expected, I have almost none of it left. So I crafted everything else that I could in the quarry storage room. And I have a few more trips around town to make before we jump off into the mines for those tough blocks. So hopefully I can do all of that in one big trip. First up, here in color storage, hoping for some white concrete powder and no white concrete. Well, we're gonna need to convert a stack of this, and we can just quickly do it here. I know there's a lot of easier ways to convert concrete than doing this, but it's kind of nice just to slow it down for a second. Also, I would love some light gray concrete powder and light gray concrete, and hopefully over here, light gray stained glass. Last stop in town for now is to the foliage market to go with all that glass. We might need grass with it too, but I thought a little greenhouse could be fun. So we can get some glowberries, boar blossom, because why not? Pale hanging moss, good number of different types of flowers around here. And I want to build some custom trees, something in acacia leaves, and then we can bring some other just little bushes around that we can add throughout. Yeah, I'll bring a stack. Cherry could be fun in the greenhouse. A little pale oak because it's new, and some flowering azaleas. Yeah, I'm liking where this box is headed. I wanted to grab some sandstone to build our chimney out of, and then I realized in my ender chest, I've had this shulker in here full of sandstone for ever. So we're just gonna use all of that, which means the last big item that I need here is all those stacks of tuff that I can hopefully, nope, close that, find down here in the mines. I found a small cave to the side of my mines that had a blob of tuff inside of it that I could mine out. After finishing off that one, I spotted another one on the far side of the cave and jumped over to continue mining there, as knowing I will probably use it in my next build. The forever pending next build will always have more tuff. So this is a good amount of backup in here, and then I've got everything that I need for today, hopefully. And there's one more item I need just for a fun little pop of color, and that requires a trip out to the desert. Out here in the desert's where I'm extremely excited to work in the future. By myself, when I was transforming this space, I did a lot of this as a flower on top of a cactus. You can see even more room back there. Well, obviously, all of the Mojang dev team saw my video and were like, hey, fWhip, that's a great idea. Yeah, you got a good idea there. Cactus flowers, let's add those to the game. And you are welcome. Here we have the cactus flower. Oh, I absolutely love these things, and I want one for today, and we'll put these back down and hopefully grow some more. So far, I am really enjoying a build that's completely, well, mostly coming from my storage rooms, as I have so many blocks in there that I really gotta start placing them down more than I actually start picking new ones up. Let's get started with the ranch house, where first I thought a big central archway right through here, just as a 3-wide doorway, almost as a way that we can use this to get into a backyard kind of behind the house. I thought could be fun, using some dark oak doors that I want to open towards the middle, and then we have some stripped dark oak logs that we can just pile up to fill in the rest of this. And to finish our archway, we could just throw a little bit of our polished tuff around, and I think that's pretty good. Repeat it around the backside, where we will figure out what we're going to decorate with back here later, as I want to use this as a way to divide ourselves into 2 different wings of sorts for our house, using a lot of our dead coral in here, some cobblestone mixed in, mossy cobblestone, and then also the tube coral, as I think it can kind of just make a fun little bit of texturing between everything. And then our upper floors, we're going to start working into some whitewash with our diorite and a lot of other white blocks as we go. So I kind of want to make that look like the paint has been leaching down into this bottom area over time, and we can sneak a little window right in here. And then to help with that division between the 2 layers, I thought it could be fun to wrap this section here using some spruce signs. With those ideas in place, I worked my way around to build out our base foundation of the 2 different wings of the house, with some smaller bits sticking out on the sides. Mostly so this can look a little bit more visually interesting. I like this small part that I added on the outside. I'm going to keep it only 1 story, and since we're out in the lands of the Dog Brewery, we're going to go with the same roof palette that brings ourselves in here with our jungle, our granite, and our oak. Mostly just using them for some texturing, and then we can create a few bit of color highlights with the oak being that way. And yes, this time I'm trying it because a lot of people have requested it again. I am overhanging the roof, so if the overhang is worth it, let me know. For for now, we will just bring this guy up to here, as I want the second story to come up a lot higher, so it's gonna be another wall in place. I don't want to add a ton of lights around here, so I think I can grab some glow lichen and just hide a few bits around the corners all the way around. Perfect timing as the night is coming in, but I think I've got enough around to keep most of the structure semi-safe, and I'm never really gonna see the night here anyways. For another smaller single-story addition, I'm working in a wooden section with an offset roof onto the left side. From that, we can start transitioning into this upper color palette. It's gonna be much more whitewash with a little bit of our light gray in here, just to get some extra kind of age to the structure. But I really like the idea of having all of us coming in, and then right in here, I thought it'd be fun to have this really dark streak that's going to be going up to this point, and then we're going to have like a chimney sticking out of it that we can add in just a moment. As first, I want to stack up everything else in here. You can see I'm working in the pale oak planks to be a bit of a wider texture and also add some more noise into this whole thing compared to what we already have. And because I think it's going to be pretty fun, we're going to work in some of our birch, sandstone, and some ladders in here so that we can build our chimney. I think it's just kind of a cool way to do it. So we're gonna go with sandstone and then a little bit of this, and then just to mess it up, we can put some ladders in there, back into the smooth sandstone, and I forgot the flower pot. Of course, the flower pot is essential to the chimney, and nailed it. Yep. That was a very needed. That's the full idea for the second floor, so I got to work wrapping this around both of our different side sections to bring up these buildings slightly offset, with one being 2 blocks taller than the other. I have also added in our pale oak signs along here for a trim to come and mimic what we did with the spruce, but this wider section here, which will be underneath a roof overhang. Now, right in here between the two buildings, I want to start working in some of our wood, as I think this would be a great way to add a little bit more variety into everything instead of just the whitewash going throughout all of it. So we have our spruce, we got our mangrove, and then for some windows, we're just gonna be throwing in scaffolding, and then we also have some of our oak. On this little section here, just again for that variety's sake, we're going to be bringing in some of our deep slate tile slabs and just sending this up as a little bit of an arch to here, and then we'll bring it back down, which can help us create this back little balcony area right here, just as a fun place to sit outside and just get a little bit more variety to it. Now, taking the same wooden section idea, we can bring that into this lower down part here and create some more of these windows. And I actually want to extend this all the way up another block here, so we can have a little bit of like a wooden trim before we transfer into the roof. Got some windows thrown in here, and then we can just top them all with some of our campfires. And let's grab those flowering azalea leaves, as we've got this nice little section with the roof overhang here, so maybe we could just have that like extending down a little bit, like it's draping over. Yep, I'm liking how this is coming together. With that decided, I next added in a large chimney to the end for some visual interest, using sandstone and birch to match our tiny one on the front, before moving around to wrap up the rest of the build by throwing on a small third story out of our wood logs, and then adding in a simple 1-block roof going across both taller sections. This is looking really cool now. The shulker monster is definitely growing, but we are almost done. As well, behind the build, we now have our lovely greenhouse installed here that's looking so good. The inside, well, definitely needs work. Not very cramped in here, but in the greenhouse, it is very cramped, and I like it. I like how this one has come together. We've got a lot of particles around. We've definitely got a little bit of stuff down in here that's looking all so cute and luscious, and there's our cactus flower, pitcher pod, bush, pale hanging moss, just a good little vibe in here. I do like how this looks from our main road as well. Seeing the backside of the build, and 1, it's finished, and 2, it looks good. Okay, maybe not fully finished. We still need a garden out here, but hey, you know, this is a ranch and there's no animals for ranching, so obviously that's more important. We could ignore it. Let's grab all of these spruce fences, fence gates, the slabs, and our spruce logs, as we can start fencing off this entire area. And I'm thinking we go pretty simple with just something like this as our entry points. Just one over here and one over here, connecting those two guys with a big old fence here together. And I want to send it around this whole flattened out area for our barn to be sitting right back up here, and we can just keep extending along next to the road. This looks like a large enough area for a good amount of our woolly cow friends, but we need to fix it up a bit more before we bring any of them in the area. Like, a building to kind of connect these two fence points together. Or, for example, taking far too long to build up some custom pine trees to sit inside the area to give our cows some shade to rest under. Yeah, this right here is looking good. Oh, I'm really happy with it. We just need a bit of a shorter building in here for the stables, so time to get some more materials. Starting off with a trip into the nether, as I need to repair up all 3 of my elytra, so we can say hello to our nether tree. It's looking beautiful today, and out to the Wither Skeleton Farm, where we can get the bonus of getting more bones. All 3 elytras are now repaired, and doggos are back on duty, and we've got ourselves some bone blocks that we can use back in here. Oh, I really need to refill that shulker box. Oh, thanks, Pops. Free experience. We've already been through this once, so I stopped through all of the well-loved storage rooms throughout my world and was able to actually pick up everything I need for the stables, which was very lucky. Flying back over, and it looks like we actually have a wandering trader here. Oh, and he can't destroy this field. How lovely. Oh, I forgot we can get emeralds from them now. Oh, that's fun. Anyways, we can plop all of our newly refilled shulker boxes and the extra empty one right down over here and reset up base camp. Yep, just the essential boxes. I don't have a problem at all. No, the only problem is I have too many blocks, which is never a problem. Or is it? I don't know. My storages are kind of overflowing right now. Could be a problem. Moving on to the build, we're going through the same color palette and general ideas as the ranch house, this time focusing on making it more accessible for our animal friends with some big archways across the front. Our whitewashed stone section is down in below, and the watering trader friend is the same. Ooh, is that a different? No, I think that's the same one. I don't know. Regardless, they seem to approve of our archways going in, and I've kind of worked out a very, very simple interior here, just where the cows can come in and kind of make their own space. They got some water, they got some hay, they got some more water, got space for a little tack room over here, needs a roof. And then to get up to the 2nd floor so that the cows can't come in, I installed a fence gate there, and you can walk all the way up here and kind of go around this entire space. Where I would like for the whole roof to be going this way, but again, like we had that guy right over there, I thought we could start off with a little bit of like a broken apart section here just to add some more interest of just a different angle to the roof. A little window thrown right in here, and we can top it up with some mangrove. This one's gonna come all the way down to the wider section hanging off here, and I've got all of our stair blocks on us, so we can just throw this all in right here. That's looking pretty good, but I think we can throw on a few little shutters. Just because I always do it and it looks nice, we'll do that around the edge. That's gonna work. Now we just need to keep it going over here with our gradient, and let's just start with a little tiny guy in this end. And now we have both ends on the barn as well, with a fake ceiling on the inside that is definitely going to be causing some spiders to appear in the attic. That's not just random me not spawn-proofing my build. That's called ambiance. To further the stable ambiance, we need to bring in the roof with turrets out the top to let the cow smells out. And now this is fit for some woolly cows. And yes, if your keen eyes caught it, it is indeed an even width. I know, I did an even width build. It's amazing. But for now, let's grab ourselves some more rockets, some leads, and I'm gonna use these leftover oak planks here to craft myself a boat, as it's time to go find some woolly cows. I believe they spawn naturally in cold biomes, so we might get really lucky with some right up here, but these are not new chunks, so we might have some old boring cows out here already. Yep. That's what I was worried about. Old, boring pigs. Just kidding. They're still cute. And regular cows. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen that before. How did it spawn in there? I think we are in new chunks now. Ooh, wait. No, it's a pig. Oh, it's so cute though. Look at them. Oh, they're adorable. You guys have any woolly cow friends? No? I feel like this is gonna start an entire themed build project of one for each type of all of the new mobs. Oh my lord, look at them. They're adorable. Oh, I've never seen the baby before. That's so cute. Come with me, my friends. Away from the zombie. Away from the zombie. You know what? If there's a good dog here, I gotta bring it home for the ranch. Yes. Oh, right. New dog sounds. That was a very ferocious bark. You know what? This is what I see all the professional Minecrafters doing nowadays, is they just put animals in boats and then lead the boat, and somehow you can just fly away with it. Can we just get it to drop off here along this edge? And if I do that, nope, that's how you put a chest piece on. Yep, that's that's not a rocket. I really thought this through from here. Wait. Ah, yes. Just got a 2,500 block journey back home with some cows and a boat. All right, I don't care. Take two. We're trying this again. Nope. Too fast. Lost him. Oh, I think I had the start of it. I hate this. I hate everything. There's another cow. I already have two. Oh, there's the chicken too. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, new plan. Grab one of these cows. Wolf can teleport to us. Yes, we're just inner tubing. Oh, geez. Oh, it's so, oh, God. Oh, it's fine. He's swinging all the way around. Oh, no. Now go this way. Into the water. It'll be so much easier. Okay, yeah. Oh, God. It's fine. Everybody's here. Just imagine when we could lead boats to boats to boats to boats, or, use the happy gas and make this not be terrible. We're at the next trial here where I need to get the boats up onto the ice. Please tell me it's just as easy as this. Yes. Oh, I love this. No, stay. Right. I'm not loving this. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, I lost it. I lost the boat. Wait, since when can you right-click the lead on an animal in a cart and it pops them out? Hold up a minute. What? When was that added? What are these quality of life features? That's amazing. I'm learning so many things today. This is so chaotic. This is so bad. No, God. Oh, man. And there goes the lead. I think this is the safest way to do it. I think this is the safest. And we have finally made it. And more importantly, the baby hasn't grown up yet, which means it hasn't taken forever. Oh, I love this new feature. Oh, that's the first time I've used it. Oh, leading things at a boat. Amazing. Best ever. Here we are on the very willing house sliding their way into the ranch. That's what I was going to say. It's going to be cool. And then they just, nope, stay in here. Oh, I'm so glad I brought 3. Why? You know what? Every ranch needs a doggo to help out here. So you, my friend, are going to be hanging out here at the front. Yeah, you're right. We should leave the boat here too as a symbol of how everybody got here. It can look like it's like being piled up with some storage. And then the second one can just get piled right on top. Nice. Next up over here in the dirt storage room, I have left a ton of hay bales back there, so we can use that to breed all of our cows. And more importantly, make the little guy into a big guy. After just a little bit, oh my, how much wheat do you need? You just ate an entire stack of wheat. Oh, and now you're big. And now the herd begins, what should have been 4. Sorry, buddy. I need to kill a lot of time now as I wait for the cows to be able to breed again. So I decided I would start with detailing the pond and adding in some foliage with a bunch of our new firefly bushes, birch leaves, and some grass to fill it out in a more highland style. Yeah, this is looking nice. I also added in a few small drip leaf right over along the back there too, and I think it was pretty worth it for this little watering hole of a pond. And on the woolly cow front, we are now up to 6 cows, with 4 of them being adults. So things are starting to pick up a little bit faster, but nobody's ready to breed again yet. A little while later on, and I've been keeping busy decorating around the ranch with some few retaining walls, a new pathway, and I will take my dirt back, please, friend. Thank you. And a space for a little garden out here, but I think it's about time to breed the cows again. Oh, we still have some babies? How? Well, this is putting us into double digits of cows, and I do like that they're starting to spread out throughout the ranch. I didn't want them all like clumped up in a corner like AI tends to do in Minecraft, so that's making me happy. Oh, sorry, buddy. No more wheat for you guys. We gotta save it. For another way to keep busy, I was thinking right here we could do a little potato patch as we're in higher elevation, so I'm saying we need something a little bit more hardy to grow, and I thought some potatoes could be kind of fun. Yeah, that should be about big enough. Actually, we'll round out this corner. Hey, that took all of a minute and a half to build. Any other cows that we can breed? Nope, nobody yet. Okay, that's expected. To stay busy a little while longer, I went around back of the house and built a small tulip garden and some fruit trees with our resin. This is a nice little space in here too, with a wagon, some hanging pale moss, and just some barrels, a little seating out here, somewhere to come out back and enjoy the lovely atmosphere. I think it works. I think it's a good little addition. And now I can watch my potatoes grow, or I can watch my cows grow. I think the potatoes might grow faster. Anybody? Nope, nobody. Okay, well, at least this gets exponentially faster each round. Just gotta sit here like this for a while. Yep, this is it. This is how we play Minecraft. We are on a 5-minute cycle, as my goal is to get nearly 50 woolly cows in the area, and with each round of breeding, this speeds up and we can get more and more cows to keep growing the herd. Where we seem to split off into 3 different groups in here. We have one over by the fence on that side. We got one group of cows underneath the trees, and then we have a third group of cows that are all hanging out right over here next to the rock. Which is kind of nice that they're filling out the space. That's good. Oh, we have a new 4th group that seems to have migrated over to the stables. Oh, this is perfect. I'm not too sure how many cows we have, but I have went through about a stack and a half of wheat at this point in time, and this looks like a pretty healthy amount. I might give it a little bit more time and do one more round of breeding, but I don't want to cause any lag. That is the biggest thing I'm worried about is, guys, can we not try and escape? I just built you this lovely ranch and you're trying to escape. Why are we in the corner? Ooh, he's getting some wheat. Oh boy. Are you going to get a sip of water? Oh no, a bath. Oh yeah, that's not for bathing, but okay. I love these cows. I absolutely love them. They're so fun. The texture on them, I love it. It's so cute. That right there, my friends, is looking like a pretty successful ranch build, if I gotta say so myself. And there's one thing I still want to tackle. That snow needs to be gone. Yes, we have snow over there, but that snow's not supposed to be there. Grabbing a few shulkers of dirt, I was able to tear out a lot of the stone and covered the rest with my dirt before bringing in the moss. Completely forgot to breed up the cows during that, so I can run around and use the last little bit of the wheat that I have here, as everybody's an adult now. Well, we are definitely over 50 cows out here now, as there goes all 38 of the wheat, and that made at least what? 17? No? 19 new babies. That's math. But I'm very excited that you can't even tell that this used to be a snow-covered hill anymore. I really like it now. A little bit of grass still has to grow over here. It was such an awkward line for a biome beforehand, and now it looks so much better. It kind of looked like the mess that's over there. Ooh, that's really rough. Well, that's all the time I got today. We're on day 9,713. Day 10,000 is approaching quick, and we're headed off to New Papyrus to do some building over there in the next episode. Click that like button if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're brand new. Thank you so very much for the support, and I'll catch y'all on the fWhip side.